What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and welcome to Be For Real Vlogs. Now, today I wanted to just have a discussion about DABABY and not even the tape that he got with NBA YoungBoy or nothing like that. We can talk about that a little bit towards the end, but what I really want to cover is the situation between him, Danileigh, and Danileigh's brother, okay? Before I do that, if you are new over here, welcome to my channel. My name is B Octavia. I am from Washington, D.C., and I'm 25 years old. This is my second channel, a channel that I made a promise to myself in 2022 that I would put more dedication and more consistency into. So that's what I'm here to do right now. Alright, so I really just want to jump head first and recap what has happened because I haven't talked about it on my main channel. I just really watched everything unfold on social media just like everybody else did. Like, with certain things as far as social media antics go, I'm just not here for it. I'd rather just watch it and then just let the shit go by. I think a lot of people should, but it did trigger me to a point where, shit, any woman that chooses to laugh at what Dani Leigh went through or say this or say that, means that they have never went through that before. They've never, really trusted a person, procreated with a person, and had a lot of memories with a person. It might have been in a short amount of time, but all for them to disrespect you publicly, disrespect you in front of your family, disrespect you in front of their workers. It goes so far, and you can't help but feel bad for Dani Leigh in that respect. Was she, I guess, in a hazy mindset to the point where she didn't leave the apartment as soon as she should have? Sure, but I'm not one to judge a woman's actions like that. If you choose to stay around that energy, it does to a fault mean that you're strong, but it means that you're willing to endure so much that you don't have to. And some women, they forget, including myself, that we don't have to put ourselves through that type of uncomfortability. We don't have to put ourselves through being around such bad energy just because we have a child with a person. I grew to know that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't judge Dani Leigh. I think that some women are really naive to how a relationship or how a relationship can change when a baby is born. In my opinion, a lot of people say that, I wonder why people don't stay together after their baby is born. The real gets exposed. The real of everything gets exposed. And, if you are a woke enough woman, you will come to realize, like, this isn't somebody that I really want to be with. This isn't somebody that I should have had a child with, but you can't live with regrets to a certain degree. You come to the realization of a lot of things, and honestly, you start to depend on a person for real things that you really didn't depend on them for in the beginning or before. So I think that as long as she comes to those realizations, she won't end up back in a situation like that with him. But from that, that was kind of like the final strike for me as far as DABABY was concerned, because it just doesn't make you look good as a man. It brings out and it exposes a lot of femininity to even grab your phone in the midst of a situation with your child's mother and record her while she's down. You know what I'm saying? I really don't see nothing manly about that. It doesn't matter how many kids a dude has. That doesn't make him a good father to, want to ridicule her in front of her daughter. Nothing manly about it. You know what I'm saying? And he just kept doing it. And I think that his goal was to humiliate her. And in some ways, it did work in his favor, but I saw right through it, and it was just ultimately corny on his behalf. He's a very provoking person, and when he first came out, I thought it was kind of refreshing to see a chocolate guy who was confident, but you got to see through confidence and see it as egotistical. Like, I think that some people are confident, and it's a humble type of confident where it don't get on your nerves at all. You know what I'm saying? It refreshes your spirit. It wakes you up. But a egotistical person and a person who thinks too much of themselves, it gets annoying, to be honest. And he just not that cute to act like that, to me. I think that what a lot of women think is attractive about him is not even his face. It's the way that he acts as far as being confident. But it's just not that to me no more. It's very egotistical, and he thinks too much of himself. When it's like, my man, like, if you did not have none of that money, if you ain't have 25% of that money, none of this will be really happening, okay? And he will probably act the same. It's kind of like how, in my eyes, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you still seem broke to me. Your actions seem very broke, very bummy, and you supposed to be the rapper that's selling all these records. Like, make that make sense. It don't work with a hard image to be publicly disrespecting your child's mother. But moving forward, what I really want to talk about is the fight between DABABY and the brother. This fight happened not too long ago. It was maybe roughly a month ago or so in LA. Danileigh's brother ran into DABABY, and it went down. You know what I'm saying? To make it short, what I will say is the brother got jumped, and I'm not for that. You know what I'm saying? That's real elementary, and not even, like, that's real high school of them to do that to him and to be pulling his hair and stuff like that. It was too much for it to be your child's mother's brother. I think, I was just telling my sister this, I think that DABABY is smart to a certain degree. Just to a certain degree. I'll give him this much, because if you disrespect your baby mother on a public situation where her whole family can see it, including the brother, it's going to be some problems when you see him face to face. And that wasn't nothing that was planned. Neither one of them, really saw it coming to see each other. And I really do think that the brother was gonna come at him, in a somewhat respectful way. I think that a conversation could have been had, but DABABY popped off first. A lot of people were saying that, the brother shouldn't have been talking crap on social media, after the whole situation happened with him and Dani Leigh. He was defending his sister. What brother wouldn't do that? Any brother or any sibling of mine that would be silent in a time like that, at a time like that, nah. You know what I'm saying? Come out. If he triggering y'all too, and it's not just about defending my name, speak y'all truth. I wouldn't stop them from doing that. And they not wrong for it either. Because I would do the same thing. Whether it was my brother in a situation like that or whether it was my sister, I would do that. He not wrong for defending and saying, talking his shit. That's how he felt. But you know what? The situation calmed down a little bit. From what it looked like, Dani Leigh was being very mature in letting her be around her father even after that. Maybe it's my pride a little bit, Maybe I'm just not there, but I'm not here for the disrespect. And the tie between mother and daughter, it's like, how the fuck you gonna open your mouth to disrespect me and then want me to co-parent cordially? Fuck that shit. But regardless of the fact, she was being very mature. And in turn, he punched her brother first. Now that's some sucker shit. But that's exactly why I said he's at least a little smart. Because it's going to be something. I mean, and a guy like DABABY, he seems like he could have a conversation. But in all actuality, he cannot do it. He can't do it. All he know how to do, is fight. That's what we see. We know that he know how to fight. He knocked that dude out in the expensive store that time. We remember that. He was fighting with his entourage in a couple other situations. And what's the common denominator? Him, his entourage, and fighting. I personally hope that Dani Leigh's brother wins the case that he has. I personally feel like that. This what they say, this ain't checkers, it's chess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was saying this and that, but I would have, like a rational person would say, you would act on that around that time that it happened. I don't really think Dani Leigh's brother was going to hit DABABY first. I really do feel like it could have been a conversation. So I feel like he should win. Fuck it. DABABY got all his money, right? It's time to put that money to use. And maybe after this, he will stop fighting. In a world where it's camera phones everywhere and things to this nature, this ain't no Tupac era. You can't go around doing shit like that. Sorry. Not sorry. You just can't handle stuff like that. It's not manly. It's not. I would love to see two guys have a conversation, whether it be heated or not, and they come to a certain agreement or cordialness or what have you for the sake of the families and for the sake of the child. I would love to see shit like that. But when it's one side where you believe that they just cannot have a conversation, and they've shown you that shit, what can you do? You fight fire with fire and get smart. You get smart. You don't go out looking for the baby. You get that case. You win that case. Okay? We gotta play smart. I don't care who don't agree. No, it ain't no police shit. That man got jumped. That was totally unfair. In 2022, when all of them guys was grown as fuck, that's what we not gonna do. No. Because just as we know that DABABY can fight, he could have handled that one-on-one. Y'all really could have, hurt him really, really bad. And then what? How y'all gonna explain away a murder in a bowling alley with all these people around with camera phones? Stuff go too far, and I feel like that'll be DABABY's biggest downfall. Is him, himself, and his entourage. It's gonna be his biggest downfall. And we gonna see it all transpire, just like we've seen every situation he's been in transpire. And let let the baby mother take up for him now. Let the first one take up for him now. Come on now. Come on, girl. Come take up for him. Because he gonna need it. He gonna need it. But nonetheless, I pray that Danileigh's family, you know, heals properly from all this and shakes back, you know, because toxic men can really disrupt a family and cause so much confusion. Like, I know that personally, and it's just you wish you never met him, you know, but you cannot reverse time. You cannot, like, it's so much about it that you can't keep in your mind as regrets. You can only work towards being a better person, not only for your child, but being a better person for you. Being a better person because you've learned lessons that you will take on into new relationships and into new chapters of your life. You know, so I wish the best for Danileigh. It's not a laughing matter, and DABABY is not cool. You know what I'm saying? His tape with NBA YoungBoy, I just won't listen to it. I've already heard several reviews that it's a lot of sneak dissing to OTF and this and that, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's very emotional what NBA YoungBoy is doing, and in fact, it's very emotional what DABABY is doing. All of these subliminals is not adult of either one of them. So yeah, I'm just not gonna pay it no attention. And hopefully, you know, some projects later, they both will get back to what they really need to get back to, because I don't want to hear none of that sneak diss and shit. We not finna do that. We grown. I'm not finna pick no sides. That shit give me a headache. So, with all of that being said, I want to hear from y'all in the comments below. Leave your thoughts on DABABY, the brother, the Dani Leigh, the situation, all of it, you know, the NBA YoungBoy. Like, leave it all in the comments below. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and I will see y'all in my next one.